Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the mediator of the group practice this evening. From Sukawati Amitabha Tathagata. Sumu Tanchen Katso Tupten Siti Tupten Kama. All Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet, all of the disciples. Good evening, how do you do?
Aister Sharai Hola amigo Que quiero mucho Sukoi Ichiba Kimoji Jumi Yapi Purin Purin Komawa.
Today we practice Amitabha Yidam. Actually, Amitabha Buddha is my Yidam, my main meditational deity. The instruction Yidam is Golden Mother, and the original ground Yidam is Amitabha Buddha, and the Yidam of the Great Vow is Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. They are my three Yidams. Yidam is originally just one, but the first one who awakened and instructed me was Golden Mother, and the second Yidam is where you came from, and that's Amitabha Buddha. Third, the vows that you generate is the same as Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is my third Yidam. But for most people, one Yidam is good enough. That's your original ground. That in your spiritual cultivation, the deity that is closest to you, that has the closest affinity with you, where you would go through your spiritual cultivation, then that would be your Yidam. Generally, choosing a Yidam is the one that you feel closely connected, that have close affinity with you. Actually, it's best if you choose your own Yidam. You don't need your guru to choose it for you. If you're not even sure, you don't know which one you like or dislike, but of course you have one that you like, or you feel that you have no affinity with, like among people. When you see something or someone and you feel like, oh, this one I have affinity with, and you like them, or if you have no affinity with someone, then it's just so-so. Just the same among people, or the same with all the deities and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like the one that makes you feel joyous and happy. That means you have affinity with that deity. There's a joke here that life should be like durian. Not everybody likes durian, but the person who likes durian always love it. People from Southeast Asia would know about durian. If you don't like it, yuck. It's like the smell of farts. But those who love it, you can't live without it. So different affinities. Back then, the first time I ate durian, how could there be something so yucky on earth? And then disciples bought durian for us, and I didn't feel anything anymore. And then I got to Johor province, where Master Yang Zhongci was. And he took us to his kind of villa or resort, and he served us lots of durian. And after tasting those, Amitabha, I felt like, how come there's such tasty things on earth? In the past, at home, Simu and I were eating durian. And then, after a while, and we check on our kids whether they have been asleep or not, for Ching and for Chi. And we couldn't open the door. It was open, but it was locked. Oh, because they put they stuff the gap under the door with some rags, so that they couldn't smell the durian. So if you have affinity with Amitabha Buddha, then you would like him. Same idea. Please raise your hand if you love durian. Wow. Lots of you. And how about those who dislike it? Yeah, there are still some people. I've never seen my children, Fo Qing or Fo Qi, to eat durian, but Simu loves it. I found in my life I had nothing to eat when I was little, and I started to earn some money and started to buy things I like. It was very pitiful then. I love ice then. And all I could eat was the shredded ice, and then added some sugar, sugar syrup. That's it. Just ice with some syrup. That's it. Could not add any other things. So when I went to the ice drink shop and I ordered one order and then divided into 4 for my 4 sisters. That's all we could afford when we were little, just ice with some syrup. We loved lots of things when we were young, but it took us a long time before we could afford. But now we could say that we can afford everything to eat. However, we cannot eat them, or we are not allowed to eat them. After you reach a certain age, today the Bellevue ex-mayor, Mr. Lee, at the Benoraya Music Hall, this afternoon we went to the concert, and he asked me, "What do you eat nowadays?" I said, "I eat whatever I can and don't eat whatever I can't." Nowadays you can't eat anything you want. When you reach that age, you would know. You can't eat too much salt, not too much sugar, not too greasy. In Chicago, we went to a restaurant and we ordered a soup, a bowl of soup, and we told them, please don't add any salt, no sugar, not too greasy, and then he served us a bowl of water. No sugar, no salt, no oil. How are we going to prepare it? That's how it is. You can't eat too much oil, salt, or sugar. So you may not believe it now, but when you're old, you would know it for yourself. When you reach an old age, you would know. Amitabha Buddha, the yidam that I'm closest with is Golden Mother, but the yidam of my original ground is Amitabha Buddha. And Siddhikapa Bodhisattva. I always call these 3 names every day. And Amitabha Buddha is truly great. He saved the most sentient beings.
今天去看那个，今天下午去西雅图。
This afternoon, we went to the Banraya Music Hall in Seattle downtown to go to Zhang Wenlong's concert. They especially asked us to go. So this afternoon, I had no time for spiritual consultation.
我们演看那些那个舞蹈，还有这个音乐，听了都很好。
Watching dances or listening to music, wonderful. And the ladies are all beautiful and the men are all handsome. And then we walk to the wrong place. Master Lian Qi took this elevator up. But at the end, we walked the other way. We should have taken the same elevator down, but we walked the other way. And then we lost our way. And then we went backstage. And after all that beautiful goddess-like ladies took off their cosmetics, they look like flowers from afar. But from close up is, oh my God. So if you see too close, like from afar, they all look very beautiful and fair. But from close up, they all look like old ladies. How could that be? So things in this world is not always what we imagine. Many things can be understood or experienced after a period of time. There's a joke here. The Monkey King asked his guru, the monk Tang. Oh, this is a Chinese play of words.
腰小的叫做小妖精，腰大的叫大妖怪。我们到后台一看，天哪！
So we went backstage, and those that look slim, with wrinkles on their face, too skinny. But when they put on the makeup and powder, couldn't see the wrinkles. But the voluptuous ones, I found them to be like water barrels. So we need to see them clearly with a clear sight. So they're the old lady level or middle age. So when you see clearly, then you would know. But the music was excellent. Now we'll get to the Q&A. A country from the Orient. Question by Lin Zhaodong. Respectfully wishing Grandmaster great peace. This humble student is confused about the following two questions. Please advise. Is it possible to ask the ghost king with scorched face to act as an intermediary to deliver the joss paper that are generally sold in the market to the deceased? Second, does tattooing hinder the flow of the qi in the meridians or channels? Like some people love to tattoo the person you love, the name or animals that you love. Does tattooing hinder the flow of qi in the meridians or channels? And the first question, this Lizang temple have 8 houses in the community, and at the office there was someone that enshrined the great master with scorched face. The Tripura Foundation with Kalachakra, Mahamayuri, and then below Vishnu with Garuda, and here is the Tiger Vajra, and next to Vishnu is the the great master with scorched face. Who enshrined that statue at the Tripura Foundation? Someone, so you don't know who? You offered it to me. So Ghost King of scorched face, for the universal deliverance ritual in Taiwan, the primary deity would be the Ghost King of scorched face. It would be very grand, and the main one is the Ghost King of scorched face, and above him is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. He's actually an emanation of Guan Yin or Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So he's asking, can we ask this Ghost King with scorched face to act as an intermediary to deliver joss paper that's commonly sold in the market to the deceased? The question you're asking, actually there are many kinds of joss papers, spirit papers. The Tripura school, joss papers, and the spirit money that's being sold in the common market. And True Buddha School also has some. So those are the Joss paper money that is recognized in True Buddha School. There's one problem that paper money or Joss paper is like money that we use. So US government recognizes or approves the US dollar bills that can be used globally all over the world. But the cash or the bills in China can be used in China and in other countries too, because they have certain agreement for currency exchange. In the world, like Brunei, you cannot use Brunei money in America, and you cannot use it in Taiwan either. Many countries don't accept it, but in Singapore you can, right? So you can exchange Brunei and Singaporean dollar, so it depends on the governments. And the ghost king with scorched face is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And of course, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva can send or deliver the Joss paper that's being sold in the market to the object, I mean the recipients that you target, for sure. So the universal deliverance ritual that's usually being done in the ghost month is have the ghost king with scorched face to be in charge. And this ghost king is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So as long as it's Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, everything works. Avalokitesvara is truly great. So when he's in charge, anything can be done. The second question, does tattooing hinder the flow of qi and channels? About qi and channels, Taoism also talks about them. In Tantric Buddhism, we talk about qi, channels, and light drops. And Taoism talks about essence, spirit, and energy. And now, what I'm reading is the inner canon of the Yellow Emperor and the outer canon of the Yellow Emperor. And those two books talk all about the qi, channels, and light drops. Talking about maintaining a good health, it relates to qi, channels, and light drops, and the body. Qi is inside the body. Channels is inside the body. The light drops are also inside the body. The form is the appearance or the external appearance of the body. Do not overwork your body. Do not exhaust your body, then you can get old very easily. If you overwork, then it's easy to become old. If you go over the limit, then it's easy for you to become old. And the rest, the qi, channels, and light drops are inside the body. The inner canon of Yellow Emperor typically talks about the upper dantian right here at the brow point. The middle dantian is at the heart chakra, And the lower dantian is at the 4-finger width below the navel, which is the navel chakra. These are the 3 dantians, and one more in Taoism, the spine, which is called Ni Wan at the top, and Wei at the bottom, and the middle. That's in Taoism. So along the spine, there are the 3 jiaos or 3 burners. And in Tantrayana, the central channel, left channel, and right channel, they're all intangible. And it's a cycle. Alongside your spine, at the back, and then down the front to the bottom. And it becomes a circle, a cycle, a circle, and a cycle, circulation. That talks about qi, and then channels or meridians. So the 8 meridians, there are 2 kinds of meridians, Jing and Mai. And Tantrayana talks about the 5 chakras, the brow chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, and sacral chakra, and base chakra, and at the top is the crown chakra. A total of 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including the base chakra, for a total of 7 chakras. And 3 channels, 3 primary channels. And then there are many more finer channels, thousands or tens of thousands inside your body. Taoism primarily talks about returning to the origin and maintaining singleness. All the same, you cannot exhaust your qi or subtle vital energy, and you should not spend your essence and your spirit, that your eyes should not just keep looking at everything, the ears should not hear all those bad things, because that will exhaust your spirit. So yang, kun, po are the 2 parts of a soul. In Chinese, that's one called hun and one is po. And hun is yang and po is yin. So they talk about all these things, the ancient Taoist philosophy and principles. Talks about hun, po, the essence, qi and spirit, and the form. So talking about tattoos, they're just on the surface, but those things are inside the body. The eyes should not look randomly, the ears should not hear randomly. If you look too much, then it would affect your spirit, and if you hear too much, it also affect your spirit. It would be exhausted. And if you think too much, which means you should not think randomly, you need to maintain your thoughts, to be single-minded, to always be whole, maintaining single-mindedness, not too much thoughts, because if you have too much thoughts, you're exhausting your own spirit. That's the concept. But all those are inside the body, and your tattoos are on the skin. The tattoos are only on the surface, on the skin. And the question is that would tattoo affect the circulation of qi and channels? No, of course not. Rather impossible. Why would a tattooing hinder the circulation of qi and channels? No. It's like when you're scratching your itch. Will that let your qi let your qi to flow out? No. So tattooing is on the surface, but the qi, light drops and channels are inside the body. Although in the future, it's possible that when you are performing fetal breathing, and that you use your skin to breathe, you don't use your nose, but you use your skin to breathe, like a fetus. Even when you tattoo your skin, it will not block your skin pores all over your body, right? Even if you tattoo all of your skin, there are still skin pores, right? So it will not hinder. So this Lin Zhao Dong from the Orient, which body that he tattooed, it shouldn't be, because the qi channels and light drops are inside the body. Not to let them outflow, that's good enough. You want to maintain or retain the qi, that you don't want to harm your subtle vital energy, you don't want to lose your spirit or essence, and you maintain your spirit, that they're always inside your body, then you can maintain a good health. That's the principle. And the ghost king with Scott's face can be in church because he's an Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And tattoos are only on the surface. It will not affect the qi channels and light drops inside the body. A hunter killed a wild boar in the mountain, and the monk saw that. And the monk saw that and told him that you killed a wild boar, so in the future life you would become a wild boar. This is cause and effect. Whomever you kill, you would become that. And the hunter was shocked. And then he pointed his gun at the old monk. And the old monk was shocked. What are you doing? And the hunter said, well, I'd rather be a monk. I don't want to become a wild boar. So the logic was wrong. The logic doesn't work. There is cause and effect, and there is karmic retribution, but not necessarily that by killing a person you would become a person. So if you kill a person, then the retribution would be worse. Then maybe you would fall into hell. Any killing is bad. We know, those who study yoga would know, non-violence. What is non-violence? That's the first and most important precept. The same in Buddhism. non-violence is the first precept we have to maintain. That you exert violence upon others. Are you willing to be treated violently? No. So never do unto others what you don't want to happen to yourself. Because there is always cause and effect. The first precept for Buddhists is not to kill, and that's the same principle, non-violence. Everything is natural, just going naturally, following affinities, non-violence. If you apply violence, that's definitely violating the precept. It's like, are you willing to have your things stolen or robbed? Anyone? Now the scammers, they're wrong. They're in the wrong. You don't want to be cheated, right? Since you're not willing to be cheated, why do you cheat others out of their money? To become a robber or a thief is wrong. Those are the precepts of Buddhism. And it's a heavy, serious, they are serious precepts. Now we will expound on the Vimalakirti Sutra. After all these bodhisattvas had spoken, Manjushri was asked on what he thought as the bodhisattva's entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality. Manjushri Bodhisattva said, as I see it, when all dharmas or everything is not spoken, without language, without expression, without cognition, beyond all questions and answers, this is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. In turn, Manjushri asked Vimalakirti, we have each spoken our understanding. Now, benevolent one, please explain, what is the Bodhisattva's entry into Dharma gate of non-duality? Vimalakirti remained silent and said nothing. So Manjushri exclaimed, excellent, excellent. A true entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality is without any words or language. When this chapter on entering the Dharma gate of non-duality was spoken, 5,000 bodhisattvas in the assembly entered the Dharma gate of non-duality and attained unborn endurance. Simply said, all the bodhisattvas have spoken. So, the Great Master asked Manjushri Bodhisattva, what is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality? So many bodhisattvas have spoken. So they asked Manjushri Bodhisattva, what is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality? And Manjushri Bodhisattva said, anything that's spoken, whether you talk about existence or emptiness, so that's you can break that, because if you talk about emptiness, then you are biased toward emptiness. So all is about attachment. The only way, Manjushri Bodhisattva said, if it were up to me, that everything is not spoken without language, without expression, without cognition, beyond all answers and questions. This is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. So that's his answer. And he meant that there is no need to talk about it. The true Dharma of non-duality does not need to be spoken. And no guidance. It's apart from your consciousness. Anything with question and answer, that's duality. But without question and answer, that's non-duality. So that's the answer given by Manjushri. For example, simply said, like the sky, the cosmic space, did it tell you anything? Did the sky tell you anything? Does the sky tell you anything? Nothing. The sky does not say anything to us. So the sage Confucius once said, has the sky ever spoken? The sky never need to speak, but it turns and cycles naturally, the 4 seasons, and all things grow. Because of the 4 seasons, all things grow. The sky does not have to say anything. That is the intrinsic suchness of everything. That's how it is. So Confucius said, has the sky ever spoken? And the 4 seasons cycle naturally and everything grows. But has the sky ever spoken? That was spoken by Confucius. Like what's spoken by Manjushri Bodhisattva. The Dharma gate of non-duality doesn't need to be spoken. It is what it is. But with question and answer, that would be dualistic. So that's why there's no need to say it. That's what Manjushri Bodhisattva meant. There's no need to talk about it. And that's the Dharma gate of non-duality. Now, in turn, Manjushri Bodhisattva asked Vimalakirti, we all have spoken our understanding. Now, Benevolent One, please explain, what is the Bodhisattva's entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality? Vimalakirti, what do you think? And at that time, Vimalakirti remained silent and said nothing. He said nothing. Many mundane people Manjushri Bodhisattva said, without saying anything, is entering. That's entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. But Vimalakirti did not utter a word. Not saying anything. And Bodhidharma is the same. You know, people invited him to give Dharma teaching, and he got up, and then he slept once on the desk, and that's it. And then he got off. And people like, oh, so what? What are we listening? But actually, Bodhidharma was also about the Dharma gate of non-duality. Back then, Confucius said, the sky does not speak, but the four seasons turn by themselves, and all things grow naturally. Without the sky speaking, the sky has nothing to say. The true Buddha Dharma is the same. There's no need to talk about it, actually. So back then, when Sakyamuni Buddha understood or was enlightened to Buddha Dharma, he did not want to give Dharma teaching. He wanted to enter Nirvana. So it's fine to say, it's fine to speak it, and it's fine not to speak it. There's no need to speak it, but it's fine to speak it. And there's no need to speak, that's the true emptiness. But when you speak, that's the marvelous existence. So in the Tao Te Ching, the first statements is like, the spoken Tao is not the eternal Tao. Tao can be spoken, but it's not spoken ordinarily. Oh, it's not spoken in the ordinary way. So the Tao can be spoken, but not in the ordinary way. So the name can be given, but not the ordinary name. The Tao can be spoken, but not in the ordinary way. So Tao Te Ching was spoken by Lao Tzu. So it can be spoken, but it can also be not spoken. So that's what it means. Vimalakirti did not say anything. And Manjushri Bodhisattva praised Vimalakirti. All the celestial beings and humans thought that Vimalakirti did not know what to say. He could not answer. But Manjushri Bodhisattva praised him. Excellent, excellent. A true entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality is when without any words or language. So, absence of words and language is the true entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality. When this dialogue happened on the Dharma gate of non-duality, 5,000 bodhisattvas in the assembly entered Dharma gate of non-duality and attained unborn endurance. Unborn endurance is the 8th ground of bodhisattvahood. It's a non-regressing ground. They would never regress again. So unborn endurance is a fruition. It's the 8th ground, the non-regressing ground of the bodhisattvahood. You do not need to endure because you're unborn. What is it that you have to endure? Since it is non-arising, there is no need to endure. So we have finished now about the non-duality. Now you know about the Dharma gate of non-duality. It can only be understood in the heart and mind, but cannot be talked about. That's the Dharma gate of non-duality. Look at what's spoken by the sage Confucius. Have the sky ever spoken? Yet the four seasons turn and all things grow naturally. That's how it is. What is there to talk about? All these dharmas, the Buddha Dharma is too incredible. It cannot be understood by ordinary people. An old man loved beautiful ladies when he was alive, and always asked his son to burn a few young ladies for him after he died. And the son did burn so many paper ladies and written 18 on all of them. But that night he had a dream of his dad and said, "What are you doing? You give me so many ladies who are 81 years old." And he checked and he pasted the 18 becoming 81. So 18 became 81. A customer went to a shop buying an umbrella, and the salesperson said, "Sorry, we have none left." And then the customer was disappointed and left. And the manager told him, "You know, if you don't have it, you can recommend other things, like, he's trying to buy an umbrella, and you can say, 'Oh, but we have raincoat.'" And then the lady said, "Oh, do you have tissue paper?" And then the salesperson said, "Oh, we have no tissue paper, but we have sandpaper." Or sanitary pad, well, in Chinese. Toilet paper and sanitary pad. In Chinese, they both are papers. The husband told the wife, "Last night I dreamt that I gave you an LV bag. Did you receive it?" And then the husband said, "Didn't you say that you were going to make dumplings for me today? And I like the one with pork and mushrooms." And the wife said, "Oh, I've done it in my dream last night. Didn't you have some?" You can have everything in the dream. That's a joke. I have a teeth pulled today, And the dentist said, I need to get him numb and anesthesia. And so I thought that, so I pulled down my pants, and the dentist said, don't you think that that your bottom is very far from the teeth? Let me tell you now, there are many people who can speak the heavenly language. Li Fei, when are you going home? Tomorrow. So fast? Don't you think you're fast? She can speak the heavenly language, and Lian Xi too. And we have someone else that can speak the heavenly language. Is someone from Washington, D.C., right? Who's coming from Washington, D.C.? Please stand up. Are you from the Tributary School, Maryland Temple? And who is next to you? Your brother. Does the brother know that she can speak the celestial language? Oh, but I don't understand what she's talking about. But when you do, then you can speak it too. That's non-duality of Dharma Gate. That's right. Then you don't say anything. So say something for those two. That's fast. Do you know if you can write those celestial language? And do you know how to dance the celestial dances? Yes. So, dance something for us. Are you willing? Do you know that you can dance? Yeah, she does. And she can also write the celestial language and speak the celestial language. Do you know where you came from? Yes. That's good. You have very good spiritual root. I'm looking for this kinds of people. This kind of people. Which part of Vietnam were you born? Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon.
Ho Chi Minh City, Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. Ho Chi Minh City， 你看吗？都会有这种人。
See, this kind of people are appearing, would come and find me. Golden Mother has said that they would come and search for me. And you haven't seen how she dances the celestial dances. and the dance that she does is slightly similar to the dance that the Xiaofen dance, but also slightly different. So that's the Dharma gate of non-duality. That's incredible. But if you're embarrassed, that's fine. But you also know how to write it. Can Lianxi write? Li Min can, but not you. You can only mumble. And Li Fei cannot write, but she can. Can you dance the celestial dances? Yes. Not bad. And you are Lian. Lian Hua Yin Ling. Okay, please be seated. So there are many in this world. There are many mystical, marvelous things in this world beyond our imagination. It's not something that we can imagine. Is there rainbow? We saw rainbows today. So there's rainbow. But is there no rainbow? Yeah, the rainbow also doesn't exist. Normally, you don't see rainbows in the sky, but the rainbows can suddenly appear. So that's non-dual. Simply said, we see each other existing here. Are the people really exist? Yes. But are people illusory and dreamlike? Yes, they are also illusory and dreamlike. That's non-duality. Ponder upon it, and gradually you will understand. There is cause and effect. Causes and conditions exist. So all start of affinities exist. And in true emptiness there is nothing. But in the nothingness there is the starts of affinities. So that's called marvelous existence amidst the true emptiness. That in the sky there was originally nothing, but the rainbows can appear there. The whole earth is also illusory or manifested. It's just that the age of the earth is a little bit longer, but they also goes through creation, existence, deterioration, and emptiness. Is there cause and effect to it? Yes, because when there is causes and condition, there is cause and effect. So like the rainbow, it exists because of the causes and conditions. When the causes and conditions disappear, the rainbow disappears. Like humans too, because they exist because of the causes and conditions. When causes and conditions disappear, the humans also disappear. Everything is like this, and this is the Dharma gate of non-duality.
感恩圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示，